After the global community was impacted by a severe pandemic, the importance of healthcare and healthcare technology field is felt more than ever before. In recent years, healthcare has become an integral part of the business ecosystem in India. While healthcare itself is a noble profession and majorly contributes to humanity, the successful healthcare entrepreneurs are making a valuable contribution to the national economies around the world. At MediCircle, we present to you the top CEOs of the healthcare series that we are featuring all the top healthcare CEOs who are influential role models to share their views about the future of the Indian healthcare ecosystem. In this initiative, today we are speaking to Neha. She is CEO and co founder of Epoch Elder Care, which provides a high quality, person centered care for dementia and geriatric patients. She is a clinical psychologist, a dementia specialist, and has a burning passion for working for the elder. Neha is committed to making a difference in the field of elder care in this country. Hi, Neha. Welcome to MediCircle.
Hi, Smita. Thank you for having me here. It's a privilege.
Thanks, Neha. So, to begin with, the three major challenges of the healthcare industry are affordability, availability, and accessibility. What, according to you, is the solution to eradicate these issues?
Right. So, Smita, I think I would like to focus on elder care, like I was sharing with you previously, that, within healthcare, elder care has also become, a segment which was earlier not really considered even as a specialization. But as the number of elders are increasing, over the years, and we know that India, which is now moving from India has always been known as a young country, but actually by 2050, we are going to be elderly are going to be, comprising of more than almost 20% of the population. So we no longer are going to be a young country. So I think the time has come for us to, sit and step up and think very, very seriously about what we want to do for elders. And for them, there is not even a framework which is available, whether it's accessibility or affordability, any of these things, a framework to think has just only begun. Because elders in this country has always been, the responsibility of looking after elders in this country has always been an individual one. The government per se has not really taken this responsibility seriously. You can see the budget has come out today, and we were hoping that there would be some considerations for elders, but we have only got a tax exemption for people who are above 75, but nothing more than that. So, so I think those for healthcare per se, we have a lot of debates on evolved topics right now. It is about, accessibility. It's about reaching the grassroots. But for elder care, just the recognition of the fact that this is a segment that needs to be addressed, and starting from, public infrastructure to financial instruments, to social coverage, to medical, to insurance, to housing, and to care, and lastly to skilling. There are so many pillars that we need to kind of build a framework around. So I think I would begin with, focusing on these at the moment.
Sure. So, how has your journey been in the healthcare industry?
It's been very, very interesting. I'm a psychologist, and when I kind of graduated in 2009, and I was practicing for about 2 years, and then I met Kabir, who's the founder of Epoch, and we just initially thought of doing something for the elders, and we actually started off as a very, very light, simple service of providing intellectual companionship, just visiting homes and giving company, because loneliness has always been, sort of highlighted when it comes to elders. The moment you see an elderly, you feel, oh, that person must be lonely. So we actually started off like that, but we quickly realized that there's much, much more to be done with elders. There was very little awareness in 2012 when we started Epoch Elder Care, seeking professional care for your parent, for your old parent, not something which comes very naturally to you, because you think that I have to be a good child and I'm the one who should take care of all the needs of my parents. But
Yes.
reality is nobody can, right? And now that, family systems are breaking down, we are moving nuclear families, there are women who are working the joining force, grandchildren are busier, they have so much of pressure themselves.
Yes.
And plus longevity has added. It's not very difficult to see a 95-year-old. So all of these things combined together, people are bound to look for solutions. So that is why we started off as home care service providers, but then we quickly realized that actually seniors need specialized care as well. So while there are several options for providing services at home, but what happens to elders who have chronic conditions, who have nursing needs, who have lifelong like I said, chronic conditions, or who have dementia, which is something I specialize in. You basically have no option. You don't have trained people to get at home, and you cannot admit them to a nursing home or hospital forever. So my journey therefore has been very interesting, because I we kind of started off at one segment of doing something very simple, and today Epoch offers very, very specialized care. We look after a very niche segment of elders, only ones who need specialized care. And I think it's been a very, very fulfilling journey. It has been very challenging, because just to educate and spread awareness about seeking help has been the biggest part of the journey. But when we are able to really solve the problem for an elder or their children, which is their family, I think it's very, very satisfying.
Definitely. I think the idea with which you started, most people would like definitely, I mean, think that yes, we generally need to do for our parents, but yes, sometimes it becomes difficult. And we need to find solutions, because at the same time, we should not compromise with their health. A lot of times, due to this, their health may not suffer, may suffer in these cases. So I think your organization is really doing great with this. So Neha, we have seen a lot of changes in the way the healthcare industry
Thank you.
works due to COVID. I think a lot of things have changed, work from home, then a lot of other things. So what, according to you, will be the future of healthcare?
Oh, that's a lovely question, and I think everyone is talking about it in the healthcare industry, because suddenly healthcare had always been a segment where it's human to human, where it is in person. Because you yourself, if you were unwell and if you wanted to seek help, you wouldn't really think of opening your laptop and asking for help, any segment. So I think that's been the biggest change in the mindset across age groups. So a couple of changes. I think what we're really going to be focusing on remote monitoring and telehealth, telemedicine. All of these things are definitely going to be the thing. I think AI and digital monitoring, even for us, for that matter, even for elders, we have three homes, two in Gurgaon, one in Pune. But, and, I would always, at an instance, fly down to Pune, or our team would fly down to Pune whenever, we had to kind of intervene or help out. But we quickly improvised and figured out that, staying in our homes, how could we, manage the three homes, provide support to the nurses,
Uh,
mm, using technology, automating a lot of stuff, even within the small organization. I think COVID has, in a way, kind of forced us to do all of this. I think diagnostics, payments, all of these things are going to be simplified. Role of technology in, I don't know, like prevention, infection control and prevention. I think specifically for India, we didn't really talk about preventive care and infection control. So the pandemic definitely has kind of moved our focus to these two things, and people are beginning to think that, okay, we should also talk about preventive. So yeah.
one last question on the Indian healthcare spending. Like India's total healthcare spending is at 3.6% of the GDP, which is very less compared to other developed countries. So, do you think it's high time India needs a generous amount of spending in the healthcare sector?
Well, we were hoping this budget would change that, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, I don't think it's really done that. But I think it's even less than 3%. It is at par with a lot of developing nations, and probably, other countries are more than us. So, I mean, without a doubt, I mean, we have seen the loopholes and the gaps that our infrastructure and the public healthcare system has in the pandemic. It's just come out in the open. So, investing in at the least we can do is public-private partnerships, because that's the easiest thing to do, because privatization of healthcare, the industry, we can see that it's something which is really, really growing. So
Yes.
the government just needs to find good collaborations and build on these partnerships to begin with. So, and of course, budget allocation needs to improve definitely to a good 5-6%.
Yes, definitely. So it was really great talking to you, Neha. I mean, the work which you are doing with Epoch Elder Care, it's really great. I think we should be definitely contributing to this, because we always think for our elders' health. But yes, if there is an option available where they can be taken good care of, it would be really great. I think it's a great idea. And also regarding the budget, I think Indian government must be planning something like just for the other developed countries, because they have huge funds for, especially for the elderly, and their health is being taken care of, and it's a priority there. I think India would be definitely follow it someday. Anyways, thanks for your time, and thank you for joining us at MediCircle today.
Thank you, Smita. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.